Hey team you run, Coach Alexa here. I finished a book recently. It was lent to me by my wonderful dad, and it's an interesting one because it's not about running, it's not about endurance sport, it's not about sports psychology, it's not sport related at all, it's not psychology related at all. But I ended up reading it, perhaps it's an occupational hazard doing this job, I ended up reading it from, I guess, a sort of running coach perspective. So it's called The Intelligence Trap, by a chap called David Robson. And what it's talking about is the way our brains work when it comes to our internal biases, our own beliefs about any topic, and how the way our brain works often makes it easier for us to become slightly more entrenched or bought into a certain way of thinking about something. And it makes us more and more difficult to consider or take on board alternative evidence or alternative points of view. And you know, the context for this book is about big topics like climate change and anti-vaccination stuff. But I read it from the context of some of these things that can crop up in the world of sport and running as well. So, you know, a good few years ago now, there was a big swing towards barefoot running. And it became a little bit polarised, you know, barefoot running versus average shoes versus maximally cushioned shoes. There are still some camps that firmly believe that it's their way or the highway. It can certainly pops up in the coaching community in terms of styles of training, how best to set up people's training, how best to, you know, define what a certain training effort level is. Huge amounts of debate. And when anyone gets particularly passionate about their point of view, it can often lead to a little bit of blinkered thinking. It's just the way that the human brain works, and this book explains this really, really well. Another topic that impacts, you know, running and our health and well-being, where we get a lot of sort of almost tribal reactions and thinking, is around nutrition and food. You know, carbs are God, carbs are awful. Protein is everything. Protein is nothing. Fats are dreadful. Fats are amazing. I mean, there has been a lot of very alternate sort of views and very extreme sort of points of view that are then very kind of anti anyone who contradicts their point of view going on in the world of nutrition. Clean eating. And as is often the case with a lot of these things, you know, there's nuance. I think our human brains really like a very black and white answer, and the problem is there often isn't the black and white answer. There's a lot of nuance behind things. There's lots of things to read and understand. So I found it a really, really useful book to get me to take a step back and think about, you know, some of the beliefs I have about, you know, what works from a running coaching point of view, about other things in life around, you know, nutrition, around, you know, what the best methodologies for training my dog, you know, how to keep your brain open to other perspectives, new information, alternative views, and instead of just rejecting them out of hand because they don't match what your brain thinks currently is the truth, how to be a little bit more open, a little bit more, I think that the terminology that's battered around a lot is growth mindset, a little bit more welcoming of new ideas and new perspectives. And the key really is, before you kind of jump with that gut reaction to that alternative viewpoint, is just pausing a little bit and going, might there be something in this? Or actually, is this clickbait headline just in it for, you know, the sort of pay-by-view advertising on the website that they're using, and really I shouldn't ascribe too much kudos or confidence to what that article is saying. There is a lot of rubbish on the internet. Anyone can publish or make a video about any point of view they may hold, unsubstantiated or not. So it's good to just have a little bit of a critical mindset about your own views and also the views and opinions of others. Really good book, would recommend.